What's up, guys? Alvaro here, and welcome to the bilingual stock market channel again. Let's go ahead and talk about some stocks and about the bloodbath that happened today in the markets. And today we had yet again another bloodbath across the board in the markets, led by the Russell 2000, which went down 1.93%, Nasdaq went down 1.59%, Dow Jones went down 1.76%. I think that the Dow Jones had its worst day since November of last year, and the S&P 500 went down 1.55%. The talk of the town today, guys, was crude oil, which went up, get this, 9.15%, and it closed today's trading session way above $100. Both the Brent and the WTI closed the trading session way above $100. This isn't good news inflation-wise, of course. Gold went up 2.41%, and silver, guys, went up 5%. So long story short, guys, the markets are in an absolute risk-off mode. They don't want to know anything about investing or trading, or at least they didn't want to know anything about investing or trading today. The 10-year Treasury yield dropped today 7%, guys. Unbelievable. Keep in mind that the 10-year Treasury yield also dropped 7% yesterday. So that implies that this indicator has dropped 14% in a matter of only two trading sessions. SMH, the semiconductors ETF, dropped today 3.15%, and the VIX went up today 11%, and as of now is sitting at 33.48 points. So we had a nasty day across the board, and this could get worse, guys. Mind you, tonight we have President Biden, so everyone related to the markets has to be ready to get on a roller coaster from now and until Thursday. Let's say like first thing in the morning. And why? Well, listen up. Tonight we have the State of the Union speech of President Biden. He's going to be talking obviously about the situation in Ukraine and Russia and possible new sanctions against Russia, or whatever he can say about the situation that is going on over there that isn't looking any good as of now. He is also going to be talking about electric vehicles, about electric vehicle related infrastructure, and so forth. So the futures are going to be tonight very volatile, most likely. Then tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to have Mr. Jerome Powell testifying in front of the House. He's going to be testifying in front of the Financial Committee of the House or something like that. He's going to be asked, obviously, a bunch of questions about Ukraine, about interest rate hikes, and so forth. And also keep in mind that on Thursday, Powell is going to be testifying in front of the Senate, in front of the Urban Affairs Committee or something like that. And on top of that, guys, tomorrow, both delegations, the Ukrainian one and the Russian one, are supposedly getting together once again on the Belarus border. So tomorrow's going to be a crazy day. It is going to be a roller coaster, most likely. And the markets are extremely sensitive as of now, guys, because we have a lot going on. So any news that might come out about interest rate hikes and most importantly about the conflict in Ukraine is going to create a lot of volatility in the markets. Something that is worth pointing out about today's trading session is Bitcoin and its behavior lately, guys, because Bitcoin and crypto had a very solid day today once again, absolutely decoupled from the Nasdaq 100. So for people such as me who are investing in crypto at a long term, during the last two trading sessions, both Bitcoin and ETH, which are my long-term positions in crypto, acted as a hedge against volatility. So that was very positive for me today. If we take a look at the sectors of the market, bloodbath across the board, except for energy, which went up today 1.01%. And take a look at the financial sector today. Absolutely decimated. The financial sector went down today 3.69%. And in my opinion, I am not a financial advisor, guys. This dip in the financial sector, XLF, is a viable dip. So unless something unexpected happens from now and until tomorrow's trading session, I am very likely to be picking up some good stocks of the financial sector tomorrow. If we take a look at the advances and declines distribution, nasty day across the board. We have a confirmation of what happened today. So today we had 2,569 stocks going up, and we had, on the opposite side, we had 5,019 stocks going down. Nasty day across the board. Today I wasn't very active when it comes to taking trades, and I took a loss on Boeing, guys. This was the only... I actually started 2 other trades, but I was stopped out on my cost average. So I closed those trades without taking any losses or gains. And in the case of Boeing earlier today, I purchased 40 shares at $199.16, paying $7,966, and I got stopped out at $196.62, and I paid $7,864. I ended up taking a 100 loss over here. Before going over the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, I want to take a look quickly, guys, at the VIX. Because the VIX, and as I just said, closed today's trading session at 33 points. So I'm thinking, guys, that 38 points is an area of interest in the case of the VIX. And why? Well, because at 38 points, the VIX was rejected back on January 24th. That was the day in which the indices bottomed out in January. And the VIX was also rejected at 38 points back on February 23rd. That was the day in which the indices bottomed out in February. So now the big question is, the $1 million question is the VIX going to be able to burst above 38 points on this occasion? If the VIX happens to be able to fill this gap up to 38 points, I think, guys, that a lot of markets participants are going to be expecting the VIX to be rejected at 38 points. So if that were the case, if we happen to see the VIX filling this gap up to 38 points, I think that that might be a spot in which the dip in most of the stocks out there and the indices is very likely to be bought up. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the S&P 500. And in the case of the S&P, there is not really much to say over here. And as I said in the introduction of this video, the S&P went down today 1.55%, and it closed today's trading session at 4,306 points. We have a line in the sand over here, guys. 42.22. 42.22 acted, or 4,222 points, acted as lower support back on January 24th. This was the day in which the indices bottomed out back in January. So 42.22 is going to be good night, Irene, for the bulls if this level happens to be broken to the downside. In terms of resistance, take a look, guys, at 43.80. So at 43.80, the bulls have been rejected on 1, 2, 3, and 4 occasions recently. Take a look. 1, 2, 3, and 4 occasions recently. So in terms of resistance, the most important spot, no doubt about it, at least from what I see, it is going to be 43.80. This area has turned into a nightmare for the S&P 500. If we take a look at the RSI of the S&P, 43 points. So the S&P is neither oversold nor overbought. So this index can go in either direction, guys, in the upcoming days. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the Nasdaq 100. And I am going to tell you basically the same thing that I just told you about the S&P 500. By the way, guys, the NDX is approaching once again bear market territory. The NDX is as of now 17% of the high. So if we happen to have another bloodbath, such as the one that we saw today, the Nasdaq 100 is going to be entering into bear market territory. In terms of support, the first line of defense for the bulls is going to be 13,900 points. We are talking about a former area of support back from January 28th, and at the same time, we are also talking about a former area of support back from early June of last year. And in terms of resistance, the main task, and this is something that I already told you guys in yesterday's video, the most important task for the bulls is going to be bursting above 14,400 points. We are talking about a former area of support back from early October, and also a previous area of resistance back from late June. And take a look at the RSI of the NDX, 45 points. That implies that the NDX is neither oversold nor overbought. So this index, and as I just said in the case of the S&P 500, can go in either direction, no doubt about it. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the earnings reports of today's trading session. And mind you guys, I haven't seen anything, obviously, as I always do it when it comes to earnings reports. And I have skin in this game because I sold puts of SoFi earlier today. What is going on in the case of SoFi? And my earnings play seems to be playing out pretty positive for me because SoFi is up a lot after hours. Check this out. So SoFi is up 16% after hours. So I sold 3 put options that expire in June, I think. And I am going to be able to buy back those puts tomorrow, making a nice profit. So SoFi Technologies, Q4 EPS. This is a negative EPS. Obviously, this is a company that isn't making any profit as of now. So negative EPS came in at 15 cents, beating the estimate of 17 cents. And sales came in at $279.88 million, beating the estimate of $279.29 million. So they beat on sales by a small margin. And they also beat on EPS by a small margin as well, but they did beat on both, which is obviously positive. So let's see. SoFi, when it comes to guidance, SoFi sees Q1 adjusted net revenue between $280 million up to $285 million versus $306.32 million estimate. So they missed on guidance, guys, when it comes to net revenue by a long shot. So let's see. SoFi sees full year 2022 adjusted net revenue at $1.57 billion versus $1.45 billion estimate. So they missed on net revenue estimate, or they missed on guidance when it comes to net revenue for Q1 of this year by a long shot. But on the flip side, they beat on net revenue projection for full year 2022. So we can make the case that the guidance, we can make the case that full year guidance is more important than the guidance for one single quarter, right? Okay, let's see what happens over here. If I have any other information. Okay, SoFi Technologies shares are trading higher. Okay. Stock soars after fintech company gives upbeat earnings outlook. Let's see if I have anything else over here. 110 million. Okay, total revenue. And it's tracked by FactSet. The company so far recently looking for the full year. SoFi forecasts adjusted net revenue of $1.57 billion and adjusted EBITDA of $180 million. The FactSet consensus was for $147 million in full year adjusted EBITDA. So they also beat on full year adjusted EBITDA as well, which they are estimating at $180 million versus the consensus of $147 million. So very solid earnings report for SoFi. Let me pull up here the 4-hour chart. Later on today, I am going to take a deeper look at this report and what could be potentially happening with SoFi tomorrow, guys. And mind you, most of the stocks that have beaten on earnings so far, guys, they have seen a sell the rip kind of phenomenon, the day after they posted earnings. So maybe SoFi isn't going to be the exception to the rule. I am going to be buying back the puts that I sold today. Let me see if I can show you guys the puts that I sold of SoFi today. I am going to be making some good money tomorrow if nothing unexpected happens. So I sold 3 contracts. The $10 put that expires on May 20th. So I am going to be making some good money tomorrow if SoFi doesn't happen to fall off a cliff tomorrow. The next important gap for SoFi is going to be up to $14, guys. $14 happens to be a former area of support back from mid-December and also back from mid-August. As of now, the RSI of SoFi is at 70 points, a bit elevated. So if SoFi can fill this gap once and for all tomorrow, SoFi is trading as of now $13. So if SoFi can run from $13 up to $14, we are looking at a 6% profit trade. But mind you, if we happen to see profit taken, which might potentially be the case for SoFi tomorrow, I might expect a good support for the bulls at around $11.20, which happens to be a previous area of support back from early February. So a very solid earnings report for SoFi, and I am going to be making some good money tomorrow buying back the puts that I sold today. Context Logic. What happened with Wish, which went down today during the regular trading session, 4.22%, and it closed today's trading session at $2.27. Let me pull up here the 1-day, 1-minute chart, and which is a bit lower after hours. Yeah, it is actually down 9% after hours. So what did Wish report? Let's see if I have the information over here. Okay, EPS obviously negative. This is a money burning machine. Came in at 3 cents, beating the estimate. How about that, huh? How about that? So Wish is burning less money than the estimate. So the estimate was 9 cents, and Context Logic is posting a Q4 EPS of 3 cents, negative 3 cents. And sales came in at $289 million, missing the estimate of $313.47 million. The adjusted EBITDA loss came in, this is guidance for Q1 of this year. They see an EBITDA loss from $70 million up to, this isn't clear over here, right? They see an EBITDA loss from $60 million up to $70 million. So this was an acceptable earnings report, guys. I don't have much information when it comes to guidance. Let me see if I see anything concrete over here. Past earnings performance. No, I don't have anything guidance related. But I think it was a acceptable earnings report, and obviously, guys, take into account that the stock of this company is trading, I don't know. So let me see. Wish is trading as of now 90% of the highs. So I think that taking into account that the stock of this company is so off the highs, it was a decent earnings report. Obviously, guys, this is not a stock that I am willing to touch unless the bulls of Wish can take on or can burst above $4. $4 happens to be a former area of resistance back from mid-December that coincides with the 100-day moving average. That would be the only way in which I might consider, and this is I am quoting, might consider starting a position with Context Logic. And the third stock of this video is going to be CRM, Salesforce. And they are up a lot, sorry guys, after hours. So Salesforce went down today 0.78%. Keep in mind that Salesforce trades inside the Dow Jones, and the Dow Jones had a horrible day today. And it closed today's trading session at $208.89. I am going to pull up here the 1-day, 1-minute chart, and CRM is It's up a lot after hours, guys, almost 5%. So I guess that they posted a very solid report. So Q4 EPS came in at 84 cents, beating the estimate of 75 cents. Sales came in at $7.33 billion, beating the estimate of 7.24 billion estimate. And they raised guidance. So let's see. Salesforce sees Q1 adjusted EPS between 93 cents up to 94 cents versus 90 cents estimate. So they missed on EPS when it comes to Q1 of this year. And sales are seen by Salesforce between $7.37 billion up to $7.38 billion versus $7.26 billion estimate. So they beat on Q1 sales guidance. And Salesforce sees full year 2023 adjusted EPS between $4.62 or $4.62 up to $4.64 versus $4.68 estimate. So they missed on adjusted EPS estimate or guidance for full year 2023 by a little, nothing crazy. They beat on sales guidance by, they beat by an acceptable shot when it comes to sales guidance for, this is, let me see, for Q1 of this year. And they beat on EPS. They also, for Q4 of last year, they also beat on sales. So this was a very solid earnings report for Salesforce, guys. So this is one of the stocks. This is one of the stocks that is going to be on the very top of my personal watch list tomorrow, if nothing unexpected happens with the market as of now. The bulls of Salesforce are making a test of this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. The RSI of Salesforce is at 67 points, a bit elevated, but nothing crazy. So, and obviously taking into account that this company just posted a very good earnings report, I think that if the good momentum keeps on going on for Salesforce, the bulls of this company have a fair shot, guys, of filling the next gap up to $233. $233 happens to be a former area of resistance back from early February. So watch out for this push to the upside, guys, because from $218-ish, a bit higher than the price that Salesforce is trading at after hours, up to $233, we're looking at a 7% profit trade. So very good work for Salesforce. And the last stock of this video, AMC Entertainment. And what is going on over here with AMC? So AMC went down today 2.86% during the regular trading session, and it closed today's trading session at $18.32. I am going to pull up here the 1-day, 1-minute chart. And AMC isn't doing much after hours, guys. We can make the case that AMC is up 5%. I mean, it is a good chunk, regardless. Okay, so AMC, what happened over here? Do I have the information handy? What is it at? Earnings expected out after the close. Okay, I have it. Okay. AMC Entertainment Holdings Q4 net loss came in at $134.40 million, and sales came in at $1.17 billion, beating the estimate of $1.09 billion. So they beat on sales. I don't have the competitive when it comes to net loss. EPS came in negative EPS, obviously, guys. AMC isn't making any profit as of now. Negative EPS came in at 11 cents, beating the estimate of 26 cents by a long shot. Very good. Okay. AMC says does not expect need to borrow under revolver lines during next 12 months. So AMC is saying that they aren't going to keep on diluting its shareholders. That is positive. AMC says bookings for new Batman movie opening this weekend very strong. That's good. Good news, obviously, revenue-wise. So AMC liquidity available $1.8 billion, includes cash undrawn revolver lines. So they have a good amount of cash in hand, and they beat on EPS. They also beat on sales, correct? Am I right over here? Yeah. This was a decent report, a very decent report for AMC that now seems to be trying to push higher. So in the case of AMC, the most important task for the bulls over here is going to be bursting above $20. We are talking about a former area of resistance in which the bulls failed on multiple occasions in February. And if they happen to be able to take on $20, then they have another gap to be filled up to $23. We are talking about a former area of resistance back from early January. If the bulls of AMC were able to make this push to the upside from $20.40-ish up to $23, this would be an 11% profit trade, guys. So watch out for AMC. RSI at 58 points. You guys know that this is a stock that is loved by a lot of retail investors out there. And honestly, the earnings report was solid. Not solid, but I mean, it was, let's say it was positive. And they are saying that they aren't going to dilute their shareholders in at least 12 months, which is obviously good news. And with AMC Entertainment, I am going to wrap up this video. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for hanging out with me once again. Remember and keep in mind, guys, that here on the Bilingual Stock Market channel, we are posting stock market update videos Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. So if you want to get all of the notifications of all of our videos in a timely manner, you have to be subscribed to this YouTube channel, but you also need to activate the notification bell right up there. Follow us on Instagram as well, guys, at Bilingual Stock Market. And remember that this is the Bilingual Stock Market channel, the YouTube channel in which we talk about the markets, but most importantly, this is the YouTube channel in which we talk about the markets in 2 different languages, English and Spanish, so you can pick your preferred language. And this is also the YouTube channel in which we know that the wonderful world of Wall Street is not for geniuses, it is for entrepreneurs just like you guys and myself. My name is Alvaro, and I will see you guys once again on Thursday, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. Peace out.